Jesus. Maurice, what did we... Oh! What? How the... Maurice! What the fuck, man? Maurice, what happened? Who is this guy? Oh my god. Why is he naked, Maurice? Why is there a dead, naked man in my room, Maurice? Do we know this guy? I don't know him, man. God, I knew we should have just stayed at the Sleeping Giant. This is what happens when you go to Markarth. It's not racist. This place just, you know, has a pretty high crime rate. Look, I'm sure the people here are lovely.
We'll wait for your journey home. Oh, this pendant would look lovely on my sister.
The belongs to the fourth
Beat them bloody.
Alright, what are we gonna do about this? Yes, we, Maurice. Are you not also in the room with the dead naked man? DNM for short? What do you mean you slept in another room? You don't have any money. Sweet talk? What is that? You know, I can live without knowing. Alright, here. Alright, here's our story. We woke up and he rushed at us with a knife and we killed him in self-defense. Why is he naked? I don't know, he's insane or something. You're right. No evidence of self-defense. There. That's a knife wound and I use an axe? Look, it's fucking Skyrim, not CSI Miami. I don't think we have to worry. Alright, rookie. Give me the rundown. Yeah. Dead lady. Like, right there. Dear gods. Do we know who did it? Yeah, that's why we're here, because we caught who did it, and then we felt like hanging around the victim's body to celebrate. Right. Yeah, that's my bad. Any suspects? It could be anyone in town or anyone not in town. Yeah, it could literally be anyone. Any clues, maybe? Like footprints or something? Yeah, there are footprints leading everywhere all over the place because we live in a swamp full of dirt and mud. Do we have a time frame of when the crime took place, maybe? This could have happened 7 minutes ago or 7 hours ago. It is literally impossible for us to find out. Do we have a murder weapon? Well, there are a couple cuts on the body, so she was definitely killed with a knife, or a sword, or an axe, or any of the other 30 different weapons that have blades on them. Gods, when will this bloodshed end? How many more killers will roam free and escape the iron hands of justice? Definitely, like, all of them. Oh hey, he's got a note on him. Shut up. It's a piece of paper that says, "Do not go here." And then it's like a super detailed map of exactly where to go. Yeah, it's got like a big red circle and everything. It even has coordinates? Like the exact coordinates of this location. Like full XYZ. Yeah, how does he even know what coordinates are? Does anyone here even know what coordinates are? Were they invented yet? You're right. Not our problem. Well, you want to go? I don't know. It's a Wednesday morning. What else are we going to do? A manicure? How are you paying for that? You don't have any money. Oh, right. Sweet talk. Well, how about you just come along and just don't do anything. Like at all. You're really good at that. Darkened is a classic Skyrim mod. Originally released for Skyrim back in 2015 and re-released for Special Edition in 2016, Darkened is a small quest mod created by created by JK, who you might know from JK Cities, a mod that overhauls the main holds in Skyrim alongside some other small towns and settlements. Now, I use the word quest in air quotes here because Darkened doesn't really play like a traditional quest mod, or even a traditional Skyrim quest at all. Darkened is heavily inspired by Demon Souls and Dark Souls, meaning there are no quest markers and no direct storyline. It's up to you to explore this new world space and piece everything together on your own. Now, some people don't really like this style of storytelling, and I get that, but I think even if you're not interested in the story or how the mod tells that story, just experiencing everything this mod has to offer in terms of atmosphere and exploration is worth it on its own. priest. That's a big ass journal. Wait, holy fuck. God damn, bro, he was writing a lot. That's the size, that's like bigger than my hand. I guess most books are, but Darken does such an amazing job with its atmosphere. This might be controversial, but I never really found the Souls games scary. Creepy, disgusting, and depressing as all hell, sure, but never scary. Darkened is terrifying. You always have this eerie sense that something is right behind you or off in the distance watching you.
Look what I spy with my little eye. Block watch!
But you're really all alone. Yeah, you're surrounded by skeletons and undead knights, but these are really just things for you to fight so you don't get bored. Sometimes you'll walk into a building and just hear breathing. It'll sound like it's right next to you or in the room over, but you'll go to check it out and there is nothing. I've entered some buildings thinking that there weren't any enemies, only to come back on a different playthrough and find the source of the breathing, almost jump scaring me because I had gone in with the notion that there wasn't anything in the building that could actually hurt me. I take it back. I'm scared. I'm taking out an earbud. They're gonna jump scare me. Or at least as far as I could tell. I think the author purposely decreased enemy aggro range, so that way you couldn't just alert whatever was making the sound and see the red dot on your compass and then go, oh, it's just an enemy. I'll just kill it and move on. Okay. Why'd you put it away? Okay, he did it to me after I just said I hate that he... Okay. Kinda got me. He kinda got that shit on, though. This guy doesn't even care. Most of the time, you have to physically see an enemy for them to have any reaction to your presence, meaning this breathing could be an enemy that you can fight and kill, or it could be an NPC in an area that you can't reach, meaning you have to explore this entire building with that breathing in your ear the whole time, never knowing if you can stop it. Another thing I have to give this mod praise for is that there are no jump scares. Okay, well actually that's not true. There's a singular jump scare, at least as far as I know. I've opened that big gate, that was all for nothing, because I already know what's behind that gate. Yeah, I did. Okay. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Maurice. Oh my god. I won't spoil where it is, but I'll tell you that this jump scare single-handedly spooked me to my core. Normally I hate cheap jump scares, but not only is this one appropriately built up to, it made me anticipate another jump scare throughout the entire mod, and there never was one. I would slowly crawl through every single area because I was so convinced the mod author would pull something like that again, and they never did. I constantly had my guard up, and because I was so afraid I'd get jumped again, the tension was amplified tenfold. Exploration is a huge part of this mod. Sometimes you'd go into an abandoned warehouse, and it would be just that, an abandoned warehouse. Well, this is unsettling. And then sometimes you'd go into a big church and learn the story of an old knight captain, desperately trying to keep his family safe from whatever's terrorizing the land, only to find whatever's left of him as a boss fight in the courtyard. You never knew what you were going to get. I really liked exploring this mod because you'd often find houses or rooms that served no purpose other than just to show that people lived here before whatever curse or plague wiped everyone out. And I never felt bored or disappointed because of the constant creepy pressure of the atmosphere. I always felt like something was waiting for me even if there wasn't. I also ended up finding areas or keys to areas that I didn't find in my first playthrough. Sometimes these keys unlocked shortcuts or alternate paths to other areas, or smaller dungeons with unique rewards. Usually small stuff that didn't hurt to miss, but was still pleasantly surprising to find upon a revisit. Now, I think everyone knows that the mod author wouldn't have made the Demon/Dark Souls comparison without adding in the game's most infamous feature, the intense difficulty.
Oh my god, stop! What's your stamina? Oh, and you point down? Yeah, I ban him.
If I'm being completely honest, this mod falls flat on its face in that regard. Now, I have to clarify that I played through this mod twice. My first time was on stream on a heavily modded game with a couple different combat mods. How's it going? So I knew going in that I wasn't getting the most accurate experience of this mod's difficulty. My second time was specifically for this video, in which the game's combat hadn't been touched at all, just enemy AI. Finally, I played this mod with an unofficial enemy rebalance mod on both playthroughs. The enemy rebalance mod for the most part just nerfs some damage and health values, but leaves everything else the same. I did this because one of the biggest problems of this mod is its incredibly uncalled for difficulty spike. The last 3 bosses are insane. They all have ridiculous amounts of health and hit like a truck full of IEDs. If you don't believe me, you can go watch the final episode of Zero Period Productions playthrough of this mod, where his level 81 character is getting one hit left and right.
He's just trying to block everything I throw at him. What the fuck? No! What? Excuse me? That's bullshit.
Keep in mind that JK recommends starting this quest at level 15 or higher. Now with the rebalance mod, the last two bosses weren't that bad, but the one just before those two was basically impossible. The Royal Champion Shadows are 2 NPCs with some of the most overpowered equipment in the entire game, who are accompanied by 2 armored guardian knights, one of which was an entire boss fight all on its own. And if that wasn't enough, the champions have this aura that drains your health every time you're anywhere near them, meaning that throughout this fight there is never a moment where you are not taking damage. Now, as frustrating as this fight was, I'm inclined to go easy on the mod author because I understand what they were trying to do. See, Dark Souls is considered to be a hard game because of how it's built mechanically. Dark Souls has a very reaction-based combat system. You see a move incoming, you dodge at the right time to avoid damage, and if there's an opening, you take that opportunity to deal damage. Dark Souls itself is simple, but the difficulty lies in how the devs design enemies to counter this simplicity with more complicated movesets that aren't as easy to react to properly. Skyrim, on the other hand, isn't a very difficult game at all. Its combat consists of pressing the left mouse button until the thing in front of you is dead. There isn't a lot of mechanical complexity going on here.
You have the hands of a healer.
Skyrim is more of a numbers game. If the enemy has significantly higher stats than you, then chances are the enemy is going to kill you. And if the opposite is true, chances are you're going to kill that enemy. Because of this, Skyrim suffers from a very common issue many games face regarding difficulty, and that's artificial difficulty. Skyrim's idea of difficulty is to bump up enemies' health and damage values while lowering the same values for the player. Yes, this does make the game objectively harder, but not in any engaging or meaningful way. Now, the reason I went into this incredibly long tangent is because JK likely ran into a similar problem when making this mod. They wanted to give the player a sense of challenge, and subsequently, a feeling of pride or satisfaction when they overcame that challenge. But like I said, Skyrim on its easiest difficulty is mechanically no different from Skyrim on its hardest, so the only thing JK could really do was throw some high-level enemies with overpowered gear in a room and call it a day. The thing is, I think JK came so close to creating a genuine, tough but fair challenge in so many places. For example, the Champion Shadows. If you remove the 2 Armored Guardian Knights, lowered the levels of the 2 champions, maybe even have them scale with the player instead of being a flat level 100, and lowered the health drain effect by a significant amount, the fight would be challenging, but definitely doable. Even with this super sharp decline in quality towards the end of the mod, I need to clarify that this is still one of the greatest mods I've ever played through. I don't think there's a game, let alone another mod, that has ever managed to make me feel constantly uncomfortable through its atmosphere and world design. The actual level design was absolutely stellar. I really felt like I was exploring an island that was completely ravaged, and using leftover notes and journals to piece together both the stories of individual people and the overarching plot of what happened on the island both intrigued me and terrified me. The first 85% of this mod is amazing, and makes the mod worth a playthrough all on its own. The last 15%, however, is rough. Maybe I'd even go so far as to say is bad. The difficulty spike comes out of nowhere, and there's nothing really given to the player to help them combat this difficulty. It just comes back down to the numbers game. These enemies have significantly higher stats than you and are therefore going to eviscerate you. With some really simple tweaks, these difficulty spikes could have been made much more reasonable, but considering the mod hasn't been updated since 2017, I doubt we'll ever see an official change. I don't want to end on a sour note, however. I need to state once again that this mod is worth a playthrough, even if you don't typically play a modded Skyrim. I should also mention that almost all mods are a labor of love. JK made this mod on their own time and released it for free, so my criticisms aren't there to dissuade others from playing this mod, rather just to give players an understanding of what to expect, and to give mod authors an understanding of how the player experiences their work. JK clearly put in a lot of effort into this mod, and not only does it show, but in more ways than fewer, it paid off massively. So yeah, Darkened is amazing, and you really should go download it and experience it for yourself. Fantastic. Give it a download, give it an endorsement, and have a blast. Well, not really, because it's scary, so have a scary blast. Like, I don't know how to end the video, man. Okay, it's kind of hard.